Hi everyone, let's start reading. uh, I'm going crazy. And the children seem to be finding their way. Again, he nods. Look, George, I know this isn't crazy. It's an odd situation with this place closing and the idea of this non-traditional program, but seriously, maybe you can make something of it. You have done things that none of these guys have ever done. Okay, so maybe they stole stuff. You've certainly done that. They've murdered. So have you. But how many of them held a job for years? How many of them ever ran a television network? It's like I'm giving him a pep talk, convincing him that he can get back in the ring. He can go for another round. It's not over yet. You're as big and bad and as any of the men out there. Remember when you bit me? By accident, he says. It wasn't an accident. You tore off flesh. George shrugs. My point is, you can do this. Remember when we used to wear Dad's old army uniforms and play in the basement? You're Colonel Robert E. Hogan. George quotes a line from Hogan's Heroes. That's it. George quotes another line. That's the spirit. You can do this. You can do this. Don't think long term. Think about it like an outward bound summer camp, and we'll take it from there, okay? He nods and speaks in German. As I'm ready, as I'm getting ready to go, I stand, and George hugs me hard, almost too hard. I reach into my pocket. I brought you something, I say, handing him a Hershey bar with almonds. Tears well up in his eyes. Our grandmother used to give us each a Hershey bar with almonds. She'd open her enormous purse, reach in, and extract one for each. Thank you, he says, and then hugs me again. We can write to each other, and I'll come visit you in a couple of months. You'll be okay. He sniffles and pushes me away. You're such a fucking asshole, he says. I nod. Okay then, George. We'll be in touch. And I am gone. Such a fucking asshole. What did he mean by that? And do I even want to know? I am such a fucking asshole that I come when called. I mop up after him. I take care of his wife a bit too well. I water his flowers, feed his dog, care for his children. I am such a fucking asshole. The kittens are ready. Ashley and I have agreed that we'll keep one for ourselves. I email photos of the kittens to her, but the school computer system doesn't allow her to open them, and so I print them out and FedEx the pictures before we confer, deciding on Romeo, small, black, white, and gray, deeply mischievous, and clearly one the mama thinks she needs to keep an eye on. How are you going to find homes for the others? Ashley wants to know. The good old-fashioned way, I say. I'm going to set myself up somewhere with a big box marked free kittens. The truth is, I feel like a giant bully taking the kittens from the mother cat. For a couple of days, I practiced separating the mother and her kittens by taking the kittens away and then bringing them back a few hours later, thinking it's somehow less stressful than a sudden and permanent absence. Shit. When the day comes, I bring the plastic cat crate up from the basement and line it with old towels. I find an old card table in the basement, which still has a sign on it with a lemonade stand Ashley must have had. I flip the poster board over and write "Free Kittens" in large artful letters. I've prepared paperwork, 8 by 10 photos of each kitten, information on the mother, the date of birth, and what vaccinations they've had so far. I also prepare starter kits for each cat with samples of their current food and litter. If you're wondering what this newfound energy is all about, all I can say is that I've gotten particularly attached to a bottle of small, round blue pills I found in George's bathroom. The bottle marked 1-2 daily upon awakening. I take a couple, and for about 5 hours I'm amazingly organized. Sounds like Adderall. In an effort to identify what it is I'm taking, I repeatedly Google little blue pill, but all I get is ads for Viagra, which is not round but diamond shaped. As I put the kittens in the carrier, they start making noise. The mama cat is pacing, and Tessie looks up at me from the floor as if to say, "God help you now." What do you guys think about that? Like when your pet has children. Honestly, like if it was me, I would take care of all of them. I can't. I think the moment you decide that you are letting your dog get pregnant, be pregnant, you well, yeah, I can't bring myself. Never mind. I can't bring myself to what do you call it? To ever separate the mothers from their children. So yeah, I can't. It's a solid no turning back kind of thing. It's so devastating, you know? Forbid. I head for the A&P where I met the woman, both on the off chance she might show up again, and because I feel self-conscious setting up outside my regular grocery, the one that was Jane and George's. More than once, people have given me strange looks. I'm never sure if they know it's me or think I'm him, but either way, I'm a sitting duck. I set up just outside the pet store. I have brought the carrier, my pictures, some tape, the samples, and a large cardboard box where someone can put a kitten to play with it. That way there's no danger of it scampering off into the street, open for business. Ouch. My first customer comes out of the pet store, wearing a tag that reads, "Brad, Assistant Manager." "What are you doing?" Brad asks. "Giving away kittens," I say, even though it's obvious. "We sell kittens," he says. I say nothing. "You're going to have to move your pop-up shop," Brad says. "Sorry." "You're competing with our interests, but the ASPCA has a pet adoption stand right there every weekend." "Are you a non-profit?" Brad wants to know. "I'm just giving them away." "You're small potatoes," Brad says. I beg to differ. I say, "Whoever takes these kittens is going to need supplies. How about just thinking of these 5 as a loss leader?" "Loss leader?" The things a store is willing to lose money on in order to get people who will buy other things in the store. Milk, for example, is a common loss leader. I say. "Move," Brad says. "Take your act over to the A&P. I'll help you." He picks up the edge of the table, and the carrier starts to slide. I grab the carrier. "Take your hands off my table, or I will call the police, and then corporate pet, whatever, and have your dumbass fired." "I'm a witness," an old woman says. "I will testify." "It was an accident," Brad says, and I sort of believe him. Tell it to the judge, the old woman says as she helps me carry the table closer to the A and P. Do you want a kitten? I ask her. Absolutely not, she says. I dislike pets almost as much as I dislike people. My husband says I should only shop online, that the world is a better place with me safe at home. He thinks I'm bad. She shrugs. I think he's worse. How long have you been married? I ask, laying out my flyers and supplies. Since the beginning of time, she says, and heads off. Isn't that really romantic? So how I understood it is, her time began when they got married. Like, the moment she married him is when she really felt she was alive. Like, every day felt like an actual day. That's how I understand it. Let's see. An unreasonably overdressed young woman in a heavy coat and scarf with multiple bags of groceries hanging from both arms approaches and puts her bags down. Can I hold one? She asks. I reach into the carrier and take out the closest kitten and hand it to her. The woman puts the kitten up to her face, rubbing its body over her cheeks, her nose, her mouth. Yum, 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 she says, making lip-smacking sounds. The kitten looks stressed. So fragile, she says, like a baby bird. I reach for the kitten. Let's keep it in the box. You can pet it there. She dutifully follows directions and puts the kitten in the box, then asks if she can try another one. I put the first one away and take another out. Do you have any pets? I ask the woman. No, she says. No pets. Pets are against the rules. Aggie, a woman calls, spotting her from a distance. We've been looking for you everywhere. Remember we said we'd meet in the produce section? And whose groceries have you got? Mine, Katha says, putting the second kitten down. Where did you get the money to buy all that? My parents sent it to me. I think they meant for you to use a little bit each week, not spend it all at once. Katha shrugs. She doesn't seem to mind. The man has kitties. Agatha says. They taste good. That's nice, the woman, who is clearly younger than Agatha, says. Now come along and let's catch up with the others. I track Agatha with my eye, watching as she joins the others and, hand in hand, they walk across the parking lot like a twisted rope of Arbus imagery. Are the kittens returnable? Pardon? Someone is standing in front of me. Her enormous purse, the size of a lawn and leaf bag, is blocking my view. If I take one and am not happy, can I bring it back? She asks. Not happy in what way? Like if our dog or cat or my husband or the kids don't like it, can I bring it back? Sounds like you've got a full house, I say. She nods. I love a new baby. I don't like her. I don't like how she just planted herself in front of me. I'm anxious for her to leave. Why don't you think on it for a while? Why don't you think on it a while? Excuse me. Why don't you think on it while you do your shopping, and then you can come back and see me. I'll be here for a while. The A&P and surrounding shopping mall is a whole other world. Conspicuously absent are men between 25 and 60, and there is an abundance of older couples, women with babies and toddlers, and the straggling unemployed shopping the sale flyer. A woman with twins approaches. Can we get a kitty? The little girl asks. Can we? The boy seconds. The children are fascinated and stare into the cat carrier. How many are in there? The boy asks. 5, I say. They have enough, the girl tells her mother. What will your father say? He's never home anyway, the boy says. Maybe we don't have to tell him, the girl says. We can just keep them in our room. I put 2 kittens in the box so they can each play with one. Let me check with Daddy, the mother says as she uses her long nails to peck out a text. Seconds later, she gets a reply, which she holds up for me to read. It says, use your best judgment. I think it's an automated response, the mother says. He's got a smartphone. You can program auto responses to anything. Watch, she says, texting back. Do you want chicken or steak for dinner? And again, use your best judgment, comes back. See what I mean? She says. He's probably having an affair. Why do you always say that? The daughter asks. I'm no dummy, she says. I went to Yale. She turns to me. We'll take two. There's no point in having one of anything anymore. Can we go into the pet store and buy them a carrier like this? The girl asks. Yes, the mother says. And some food and some toys? The boy asks. And maybe some clothing so I can dress them up? The girl says. The girl asks. We'll be right back, the mother says. If you could just put those two on hold for us. She's true to her word. About 10 minutes later, bearing shopping bags of cat products and fancy carrying cases, they return. I put both kittens in one case. Enjoy, I say. We already are, the boy says. She went to get my kids, regular people just like us. You never know what's on someone's mind. Apparently a girl has gone missing. An old man and his wife stop at my table. Their stooped shoulders and curved spines fit together like a pair of salt and pepper shakers. This might be the day, the man says to his wife. They smile. Their faces are open and show broken nature despite the effects of time. That would be nice, she says. Ours died, she tells me. She was 19 years old. I nod, half thinking we're a talking cat, half thinking about the missing girl. Do you have one who is mature for its age? The man asks. Playful, independent, and wise, the wife adds. I look into the carrier and take out the one I would describe as thoughtful. He's beautiful, the wife says, stroking him as I put him into the box. I can give you some samples of the food and litter they've been getting. They're very healthy, been to the vet, and have their first shots. We got the last one from a little girl who had a stand like this. She was selling Girl Scout cookies and giving away kittens. An entrepreneur. We gave her $20, the husband says. I think you like the kitten, I say. I think so, the husband says, excusing himself to go back into the store to get a cardboard box. Just something we can put him in for the ride alone. Across the parking lot, a woman is putting up posters on light posts on the cement parking. Stankians, missing person. It's worrisome, I say to the woman. Where do you think she's gone? The old woman asks. The husband comes back with an empty banana box, and we slip the kitten in and give them food, litter samples, and my phone number. And then, remembering my promise to Ashley, I ask, could I trouble you for your name, address, and phone, just in case we need to be in touch? What a good idea, the old woman says, and she writes her name and information in glorious script. Brad comes out of the pet store and walks towards me. On my break, he says, as though that means truce. How many do you have left? 2. Can I see? I take the kittens out. I know we had a little altercation, Brad says. But if you can get over it, I'd like to adopt these 2. But you sell kittens. I say. And I'm sure you get a discount. The kittens we sell are from Animal Mills, but this is a real kitten, raised with love. He extends his hand as though we've not met before. I'm Brad, he says, and I'm compelled to shake his hand. What do you think? Is there room for second chances? I hope so, I say. I've always loved animals. Why else would you be working in a pet store? When we lived in Arizona, I worked in my uncle's pet store, mostly lizard sales. I myself have a bearded dragon, he says. But I don't think it contradicts a cat. The dragon lives in a large, heated tank. Very sensitive dragons. I didn't know there was such a thing as domesticated dragon, I say. Oh, sure there is, Brad says. So what do you say? They're yours, I say, giving him the kittens, the cardboard box, and what I've got left of my samples. I'd spoil them silly, Brad says. Doing my due diligence, I collect his full name, address, and phone and tell him that I'll check in next week. and I expect to see a photo. Doing my doing my due diligence, I collect his full name, address, and phone and tell him I'll check in next week, and I expect to see a photo. I really appreciate it, Brad says. And if there's something I can do for you, please let me know. Thanks, I say, painfully pinching my finger as I fold the card table down, but otherwise happy to close on an up note. A cop car crawls through the parking lot. In the distance, I spot a school crossing guard working the intersection. She uses her body, her orange vest, her meter reader hat like the elements of a human shield, spreading her arms wide as she blocks the crosswalk. The children spill forth, truly oblivious. I keep thinking about the missing girl. I'm not sure why but I feel guilty, like I'm somehow a participant. It's not a sensation I've had before, but this one crawls under my skin because of the woman I've met at the A&P, because of Ashley, because of Jane, because I am now more awake than ever before, because I can't stop thinking. There is a world out there, so new, so random, disassociated, that it puts us all in danger. We talk online, we friend each other when we don't know who we really are talking to. We talk online, we friend each other when we don't know who we are really talking to. We fuck strangers. We mistake almost anything for a relationship, a community of sorts, and yet, when we are with our families, in our communities, we are clueless. We short circuit and immediately dive back into the digitized version. It is easier because we can be both our truer selves and our fantasy selves all at once, with each carrying equal weight. That's a nice quote. She wrote this to 2013? I mean, it's not early. When did Facebook come out? 2006, 7? Ouch. Oh, Facebook. I stop at Starbucks and take a good look at the poster taped to the phone. To the phone pole outside. Is it the woman from the A&P? I don't think it's her. But I really don't know. I try to remember what the girl I met looks like. I remember the dirty blonde hair, which the missing girl also has. I remember her breasts larger than I expected, pale with beautiful blue veins, like an ancient river under the surface of the skin. I remember that her face was plain, blank, her eyes blue-gray. I wonder how does a person take another person? A news truck is setting up in the corner. A news truck is setting up on the corner, cranking its satellite up high. Inside Starbucks, the girls behind the counter are in tears. Apparently, the missing girl worked there last summer part-time. They all know her. I leave without coffee. It's too upsetting. Pulling into the driveway, I'm really depressed. I carry the empty carrier to the house. The middle door of the cat box swinging open and closed, repeatedly slamming my finger. I've done a terrible thing. I've taken something that's not mine. The mama cat's children, and given them away. I enter empty-handed. The cat approaches, sniffs me, checks the carrier, and seems to have gotten the news. She goes under the sofa. Tessie doesn't bother getting up until I put her dinner down. The 6 p.m. news begins with breaking local news. The story of the missing girl. Heather Ryan is 20 years old and was home visiting her parents for the weekend. Brian reportedly went for a run last night and never returned. According to police, was especially concerned as she had been having some personal problems and was on a new medication following a basketball injury to the head. We hear a lot about the guys and football or soccer injuries, but as girls, sports have become more competitive. We're seeing some of the same injuries last fall. While playing a regular season game at the little college, she was struck. The reporter prattles out. The reporter prattles on as they replay footage of the ball bouncing off the side of Heather's head, her head slamming to the left as another girl mows her down, knocking her to the gym floor. It's repeated incidents of brain shears that worry us, says the doctor they've brought in to comment. The banging of the brain against the inside of the head. The reporter closes by saying, if anyone has seen Heather or has any information, please call the special hotline. Great. So the missing girl has problems. What kind of problems? Problems like she can't say who she is, like she's living in some kind of fugue state. Who is or was the woman from the A&P? There was something odd about her, about that whole encounter. Something she made a point of not telling me. Should I inform someone? Call that special number and leave my lame confession. I consider it, but then decide that it's all in my head. That the girl I met looks nothing like the missing girl. I attempt to make a sketch, a recreation of what I remember about the woman. I draw a kind of an oval for her head. I draw her neck, which I remember was long, her chest. The fact is, her breasts are the only part I remember well. I draw them over and over again, and then go back, trying to find her neck, her head, her face. I wonder if there's a DNA sample from her in a Dijon mustard jar. There must have been one on my cock, but I've showered multiple times since then. I go over everything she said and did. I think about the stolen TV, the items in her grocery cart, her comments about frosted cake versus plain. I wonder, did she look lost? I wonder if perhaps they could come in and dust for fingerprints. I take Tessie for a walk circling the house, the yard, wondering whether someone might be there, heading out. Let's just check it in. You don't usually make unscheduled calls. She says, surprise. Let's see. There's something I should have this voice. I didn't get you away from something important, did I? No, she says I was just doing my homework. She's a bad liar, but it's secretly. What's for dinner tonight? I think it was fish. What kind of fish? Like, the kind of channel orange bone sauce. She says, did you eat it? No. So it's all vegetarian. There was a vegetarian option. Still shells and salad. Everything else okay? I asked. Yeah, I guess. She says okay. I'll say goodnight. Talk to you tomorrow at the usual time. Thanks. I guess that was something. I'll be right back. Bathroom break. Alright. 할아버지. 할아버지의 옷은 네 박스 정도로 정리를 해서 가까운 아름다운 가게에 기증했다. 세 장을 고르라고 했다. 사진 속에서 엄마나 할아버지는 아무것도 없이 가지런히 두 손을 앞으로 모으고 카메라 앞에 서 있었다. 하지만 엄마와 나 할아버지 이렇게 셋이 찍은 사진은 고작 한 장뿐이었다. 우리 셋은 반통짜리 수박을 앞에 두고 어색하게 앉아있다. 할아버지가 가운데에서 입을 꽉 깨문 채 설핏 웃고 있고 나는 한 손에는 수박을 들고 다른 한 손으로는 V를 그리며 어색하게 웃는다. 엄마는 한 손에 식칼을 들고 표정 없이 카메라를 바라본다. 사진을 찍은 사람은 쇼코였다. 엄마와 할아버지는 사진 찍는 걸 좋아하지 않았다. 엄마는 사진 속 엄마의 얼굴이 너무 경직되어 보인다고 했고 할아버지는 늙은이 사진을 찍어서 뭐하냐고 말했다. 엄마는 웃고 있는 자신의 모습을, 할아버지는 젊은 자기의 모습을 진짜 자기라고 생각했던 것 같다. 쇼코는 그래도 사진을 찍겠다고 따라다녔고 엄마와 할아버지는 어쩔 수 없이 사진을 찍었다. 쇼코는 그 사진을 할아버지에게 편지와 함께 보냈다. 사진 중에는 쇼코와 내가 천변에서 조금 떨어져서 찍은 사진도 있었다. 콘택트 렌즈를 끼기 전 알이 두꺼운 안경을 쓰고 있던 내 얼굴과 단정한 미소를 짓는 어린 쇼코가 거기에 있었다. 그때만 해도 쇼코가 나보다 한참은 어른처럼 느껴졌었는데 사진 속에서 웃고 있는 쇼코는 그저 어린애처럼 보였다. 쇼코가 보내온 사진은 노란색 고무줄이 묶여서 신발 박스의 맨 아래에 보관되어 있었다. 엄마가 거실에 신문지를 깔고 쪽파를 다듬는 사진, 할아버지와 내가 베란다에서 빨래를 넣는 모습, 할아버지와 엄마가 소파에 앉아서 어색하게 웃는 사진이 있었다. 할아버지가 베레모를 쓰고 천변 벤치에 앉아서 배드민턴 라켓으로 파리를 쫓아내는 듯한 포즈를 잡은 사진도 있었다. 나는 엄마에게 쇼코도 할아버지의 병을 알고 있었느냐고 물었다. 엄마는 할아버지와 쇼코 사이에 어떤 내용의 편지가 오고 갔는지 알지 못한다고 했다. 할아버지의 유품 속에서도 쇼코의 편지는 발견되지 않았다. 할아버지는 스크랩북과 사진을 제외하는 기록물들을 모두 정리해버린 것 같았다. 그리고 내가 아는 한 할아버지의 마지막 투병식에 쇼코는 편지를 보내지 않았다. 아빠는 30년을 집에서만 보냈어. 엄마는 할아버지의 뒤통수에 닮아서 내 피가 들어온 소파를 만지며 말했다. 믿어지니 내가 살아온 시간만큼이야. 엄마는 베란다 귀퉁이에 고무나무를 가리켰다. 저 화분과 다를 바가 없었어. 그게 얼마나 내 마음을 짓눌렀는지는 너는 모를 거야. 할아버지는 고작 10살 때부터 가게에서 전문 노릇을 하며 일을 시작했다. 부모에게 한창 투정 부릴 나이에 할아버지는 주변을 튕기며 삼촌의 가게를 돌봤다. 아들이 없는 삼촌의 가게에서 입지를 다하는 것이 조울이라는 조읍의 결정이었다고 한다. 그렇게 쉰이 될 때까지, 그 가게가 망할 때까지 할아버지는 전쟁이 났을 때를 제외하고는 하루도 일을 거르지 않았다. 그렇게 할아버지 나이 할아버지는 가게를 처분해야 했다. 자신의 사소한 실수 때문이었다고 할아버지는 엄마에게 고백했다고 한다. Wouldn't it be nice if you, man, for 1 year I just want to read books, not doing anything, order whatever I want, sleep wherever I want, go wherever I want. I just want to read books. It's nice. I can't say I love it. I can't say, um, like, I can't say that I will be doing this for the rest of my life, just reading. But I certainly am enjoying it, and I can see myself doing it tomorrow, and I can see myself doing it next month, at least. It's nice. It's strange. It really is. Um, what I mean is just these, this person exists. Someone wrote this. Someone poured their heart out. Someone thought about how to coherently translate, convey their thoughts in words, so that someone like me, a total stranger, is able to feel what this person was, feeling when she was writing it. I have an eye infection, so it's really difficult for me to kind of read because my glasses are not very good, and that's why I haven't had contacts on, and probably won't have contacts on for another week. Or actually, no, I don't think I'll have contacts on until I receive new ones. The ones that are being made, probably third week of February. It'll be finished. Yeah, but it's nice. Reading books is nice. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow.